So it's my birthday today. I'm turning 23. And I don't know about you, but I always take my birthday as a time to reflect. Because I always think about the fact that I'm actually celebrating the end of a year and the beginning of a new one. And while I was thinking, I was reflecting on the biggest lesson I've learned this year. And that is that it is okay to change your mind. You don't always have to finish what you start. And the caveat in this is that, yes, you don't have to finish everything you start, but the reason why you stop doing something cannot be because that something is hard. You shouldn't quit something because it's hard. You should quit it if it's not what you want to do anymore. You should quit it if you come to the realization that what it is that you wanted is no longer what you want. And that's okay. It actually takes a lot of introspection to realize the real reason why you're quitting something. And I think it really shows that you are in tune with yourself if you're able to understand that. Oops, my cat got in the room. You know, there's always room for improvement, but it's also so important to celebrate your wins. And to be honest with you, as somebody who has always been very square, if I decided something, that was it. There was nothing that could change my mind, not even myself. It has been a huge improvement, and you know, I highly recommend accepting this because it is true, we evolve. Like, how can we assume that our choice today will be what we want tomorrow? That's not fair to us, and that is not fair to a future version of ourselves. If anything, we should be happy that we change our mind, because if we change our mind, it means that we have grown, it means that we have changed, and most of all, it means that we are in tune with ourselves and we can communicate what's actually going on through our mind. You know, finding meaning in your life, I think, is the most important thing you can do, and it's also the hardest thing you're gonna have to do in your life. In fact, I've come to realize that finding meaning means finding the thing that for you is worth suffering for, which I know it might sound strange at first, but truly, when you found meaning, when you found your passion, when you found what truly matters to you, you're ready to suffer for it. You're ready to do whatever it takes to get it. Because that thing, no matter how hard it is, no matter how challenging it is, it gives you the energy to wake up in the morning. It gives you the energy to go out there and do the things that you don't really like, to then achieve the things that you want. And finding meaning is the hardest thing you're ever gonna do, because you actually have to accept that in order to have a meaningful life, you'll have to have a life of suffering. But it really depends how you see that suffering, because to me, that suffering is a challenge. And challenges allow you to grow. They allow you to expand your vision, to expand your thoughts, and to also look at life and maybe have more mercy for life itself, because sometimes at least I got angry at life, the universe, whatever, because I thought it wasn't fair that I had to face some challenges and other people just seem to just have whatever, like an easy life. But I realized that I don't really want an easy life, because an easy life, it's to me an empty life, because it doesn't challenge you, and then you don't grow. And if you don't grow, you don't evolve, and your mind stays stuck, and you don't change your mind. You know, when you don't grow, you don't change your mind, and you're just the same person. And how sad is that, you know? And there's this great quote from this book, Man's Search for Meaning, that I really, really love, because I think it really demonstrates what it takes to have a meaningful life. And, you know, anyways, it goes, but there was no need to be ashamed of tears, for tears bore witness that a man had the greatest of courage, the courage to suffer. It takes a strong person to face life. It takes a strong person to find meaning. And I know you have it in you to keep going and search what it is that you want. But before you go, I wanted to read you something that my sister wrote for me. She gifted me this book, so I'm gonna probably do a video about this soon, but I wanted to read you her dedication, I guess it's called, because it is really beautiful. And see, I'm already crying. But I want to read it to you. I want to share it with you because what she wished me, I wish to you. Oh my god. I'm such a softie. Anyways. I hope this year is full of joys, but also challenges. Because that is a good life. A good life is hard, it's complicated, it's full of joys and pain. A good life doesn't just happen, but it unfolds through time. Hope this book will bring you some interesting thoughts and maybe some ideas for a good video to a good life. Letizia. So I really wish you a good life and I hope to see you next week.